we are small but mighty. We lost 2 people from illness. Yeah, they're here in spirit. And so for us, the sound really made us think about emergencies. And so after talking to people, we wanted to explore how might we build community during citywide emergencies so that people can get help from informal support networks. And we decided to focus on the preparation part of the emergency experience. And really it's around the mental preparedness, so how to activate people to connect to others so that they are more prepared when the emergency action.
Yeah, and we thought the preparedness best came from the communities around you as opposed to some big government organizations. So the community aspect is really what we're trying to emphasize.
Cool. So we're gonna do it.
Okay, so this is role play. Man, that storm really hit us bad last week. I wonder what we could do to better prepare for it. There's an invite over here for this Sunday over at 8 p.m. We're going to be discussing with Joe what we can better do.
Cool. So it's at 8 p.m. Hi everyone! Oh my gosh, what a crazy turnout. Thank you so much for showing up. Some of you know me. I'm Joe. I live on 7C. I've been living in this building for a couple of years. And you know, Hurricane Sandy was so rough, and I know a lot of us lost a lot of belongings and the flooding, and it just felt really scary. So I wanted to do something about it, and I found out about this thing called Project Daisy. Daisy is like what they call like evacuation rehearsals in Brazil. So I thought that was an interesting name, but I registered and they sent me this interesting box. I sort of read through the guidelines, and there's all these things in here that I thought we could, you know, open up together and see what happens. So it looks like there's, do you want to pass these out with me? Yeah, so it looks like there are these like door ornaments that we can put out when an emergency happens. So, you know, if you're all good, you can put the green heart on your doorknob and just let everyone know that you're good. If you have a need, like if you didn't get a chance to buy a flashlight or you're out of batteries, you can put this on your door. Or if something's really urgent, you can put this on your door as well, and we'll know just by glancing through if we need to check in with you. So it'll be really useful for when a storm or, you know, we lose electricity or something.
Joe, I have a question. How do we go about monitoring who does what?
Well, it looks like there's also, we're going to build up a squad. I know you all also really care about this subject, and you know, we don't want to get caught unprepared again. So according to the guidelines, it looks like this is for the connector. So it's for the person who like always knows what's happening in the apartment, a little bit of the gossip, but then also all the information, right? Jim needs a flashlight, my mom has an extra flashlight. Who wants to be our connector? Anyone?
Hey.
All right! Cool, and so you'll just hang this on your door and we'll connect about you connecting.
Sorry.
This one, falling apart a little bit, is for all the helpers. So, you know, someone who's sort of like running around and can help people go down the stairs if we need to. Who's that like person? Who's the Boy Scout? All right, thanks. The Girl Scout, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like we have the hacker. So this is the person who's really good at like MacGyvering things, and like, you know, we don't have to like. Okay, well, did you volunteer?
We can do it together.
And Eugene, since you're the hacker, it looks like there's this other thing that came in the box.
Oh wow, awesome. Hack list. Yeah, we can start working on this right away.
All right, and there's this huge thing. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, this, I think, looks like, oh, okay, so we can just leave this in the lobby and, you know, write down when you have a need for supplies like blankets or flashlights, and if you have extras of those, like Julie, I know you're always trying to get your mom to stop hoarding things, so you should get her donated here. And then we can also write questions like, oh, what's the best way to like tape up your windows for a storm, and you know, just kind of aggregate some of the knowledge that we have as a unit. Cool, and what was I forgetting? Yeah, Yeah, so I think this is great. It's a good start. I think we're going to schedule rehearsal sometime next week. I'm going to slip these copies of the checklist in everyone's door. And I'll connect with my squad so that we can prepare for the rehearsal.
So fast forward, the storm happens, and Joe's building is very well prepared because they went through a checklist, they have the whole kit. So we wanted to really flaunt all of that. Somebody walks by Joe's building, I wonder how they were so well prepared. Oh wow, it's a Project Daisy building. I gotta get my building onto that project.
Okay, cool. I've done a bit of work around emergency management and preparing this stuff. So one of the things that always comes up in this scenario, or in these types of scenarios, is that it's really important to be thinking about how people integrate these types of tools and mechanisms into their daily practice on blue sky days that are not emergency days. So it's not about having a fire drill once every 3 months and trying to scramble and find this packet, but actually, figuring out ways that these can be integrated into your day-to-day life, that they're like around you all the time and you're using them. So it'd be cool to kind of take these bits that you've brought all together and say, all right, how do these show up when I'm cooking dinner or when I'm, in the laundry room downstairs and I bump into someone else? Kind of taking what you've already gotten and kind of building it into a more consistent way of use.
Yeah, one of the things that we identified during the interviews is that a lot of people don't really have any plans, right? So it's good to start out with, I guess, not a blue day plan, but we thought that that would kind of build the community and make people more aware so they can start implementing smaller, I guess, bite-sized plans with if they're cooking or something smaller, right? So they have that community to go on with.
Yeah, and I think one thing we also talked about is using sort of those status door hangers, not just for emergencies, but like an everyday thing.
Great.
And that's something that we can just like keep like accountable of. So I just noticed like there's an orange stain on like Mrs. Sharpie's door. Let's check in. Oh, it looks like she's like hurt her hip and she really needs like help, for this week. So that's also something we talked about. We want to sort of narrow in our focus for this project.
Awesome. Lauren, how did you like?
I love this idea so much, and as somebody that did have a building flooded in Sandy, I totally understand the importance of this. A few things that I was thinking about were how you could expand this beyond the building and to be something bigger. So maybe it's like a network across neighborhoods, and if you're a certain role in the building and then you move into another one, you could maybe take on that role in your building since people are moving around so often. You're kind of certified as the hacker, or certified as something else. And then I was thinking about if you do have that marker on your door, maybe think of like LEED certification or something like that. Could you partner with local vendors or retailers to get discounts on stuff that's commonly needed during emergencies as part of this program, or maybe even have priority access to those things in like preparation times during emergencies?
Yeah, that's a good point. One of our team members who's out here was talking about like monetary incentives even. Like if you live in a building that's DT certified, maybe you get like a discount on utilities or something.
A subsidized building.
Yeah, because it
was
was
like building management might be incentivized to have if you're keeping better track of the building.
awesome. Any other?
Yeah, I think this is great. It makes total sense in a city like this where most people live in very, apartment building kind of situations where you have that kind of internal community. And when I think of like an emergency, I totally see the weather issue. I guess, do you guys have any ideas surrounding emergencies that just are not great? You're not able to prepare for them. So maybe this storm is coming, so you have that time frame to really kind of get your stuff together. But have you guys thought about ideas of things that come out of nowhere and what your building can do at that point in time?
Yeah,
I think that kind of ties to the first question as well in terms of how do we, right, so we have these big storms and events, but how do we also prepare on a small level as well? So we're just hoping that, by creating this community, people can check in on each other and really rely on each other as well, right? Because as you said, with apartments, you might not really know people, on other floors or even on your own floor. So once you have that sense of community, it's really that fallback mechanism.
Yeah, and I think also the squad, like those roles can translate beyond emergencies, but like more immediate emergencies, like the connector will always be connecting people to information. The hacker might think of, you know, they're really good at like making up solutions on the spot. So those roles could translate